3 weeks ago, I had dinner with friends from all over the world. When the check came, chaos erupted. One friend lunged for it. Another pulled out a calculator. Someone else suddenly got very interested in the dessert menu. And I swear one of my friends hid under the table. She claimed she was looking for a contact lens, but girl, I know that move. I just sat there, paralyzed, because nobody teaches you the rules of international check combat. Turns out, there are patterns. They're just different everywhere. Unwritten, and breaking them can turn a nice meal into an awkward moment. The kind certain types could replay in their heads ad nauseum at 4 a.m. for about 7 weeks straight. One person's polite is another person's puzzling. One culture's generous is another culture's excessive. I'm Jenny, and today we're navigating the invisible world of payment etiquette around the globe. From Amsterdam to Seoul, we're learning when to reach for the check, when to split it, and when to gracefully accept someone else's generosity. Money manners, the unwritten rules of paying around the world. The reach, a universal dance. First, let's acknowledge the universal phenomenon, the check reach. You know it, that synchronized choreography when the bill arrives. Everyone moves toward their wallet at slightly different speeds, hoping to land somewhere between willing to pay through gritted teeth and please don't let me pay through even grittier teeth. That's definitely not a word, but you get the point. There's the fast reach, aggressive, decisive, usually effective, and the slow reach, polite, but secretly relieved when someone else wins. The fake reach, your hand moves, but you have no intention of ever reaching that check. And the non-reach. Bold strategy requires confidence. I once watched two of my uncles perform a 20-minute check negotiation that included wallet slapping, creative misdirection, and one person allegedly going to the bathroom, but actually paying at the register. It was a dizzying back and forth of social graces bumping up against unspoken expectations of hospitality. But here's what I learned. The reach means different things everywhere. In some cultures, not reaching is expected. In others, reaching too hard seems pushy. In a few places, reaching at all goes against custom. East Asia, the hierarchy. In Japan, there's often a system based on age, seniority, and who initiated the meal. This would be an especially interesting scenario for me because I initiate every meal. In many settings, especially business contexts, the senior person typically pays. Pushing too hard against this custom can read as impolite. Here's how a Japanese colleague once described it. If your senior offers to pay, you might do one polite protest, then graciously accept. 2 protests maximum. 0 protests might seem presumptuous. 7 protests, and it's probably time for your next meal, and you might as well pay for that one. I once accidentally created confusion by successfully paying for lunch after a Japanese colleague invited me. I thought I was being generous. Later, learned that in his view, I disrupted the natural order of host and guest. We needed another meal to restore balance. In China, the concept of face adds another layer. The person who invites typically pays. It's part of being a good host. Guests often make a brief, polite protest before accepting. The back and forth itself is part of the etiquette. The Middle East, hospitality in action. If East Asian payment customs involve careful calibration, Middle Eastern hospitality means provocative generosity, and people get seriously creative about treating their guests. In many Arab cultures, hospitality is deeply important. Being able to treat guests, especially visitors, carries significant meaning. This can turn paying into situations that feel like an elaborate dance of stealth and strategy. In Iran, there's ta'aruf, a complex custom of polite offers and refusals. Someone offers to pay, you often refuse once or twice before accepting. They insist. You might refuse again. Eventually, someone pays, if only because the restaurant has to close for the night. But the negotiation itself shows mutual respect. The thing about payment customs is that they're actually about values, hierarchy, hospitality, equality, respect. Every culture encodes its priorities and who reaches for the check. The Americas. Mixed signals. The Americas are where payment customs get particularly varied. They differ by country, region, even social circle. In the US, splitting the bill is common, and some apps can make it simpler. But in Mexico, many groups prefer taking turns. The person who invites often pays, or friends alternate who treats. It varies by relationship and region, unless it's Martin's turn. That guy never pays. My Colombian friend says in her circle in Bogota, whoever suggests the outing usually pays. If I say, let's get coffee, I'm offering to buy. But she notes that this varies. Some groups split and others rotate. After I suggested splitting her birthday lunch, she laughed and explained their custom. Learning moment for me. Europe, the precision split. The Netherlands is known for precise bill splitting, or going Dutch, as it's often referred to. Everyone pays for exactly what they ordered. It's systematic fairness, which is important, especially when something as delicious as a Dutch pancake is involved. Northern Europe leans toward exact splits, where Southern Europe tends to be more fluid. Someone pays this time, someone else next time. It generally evens out. In France, overt squabbles over the check are generally discouraged. Discreet payment is common. One person quietly handles it without drama. In Germany, servers often ask, together or separate, when it's time to pay. Stay together or separate. Also the question I ask myself every time my cable company puts me on hold for 40 minutes. In Italy, payment can depend entirely on the group and occasion. Close friends might treat each other. New acquaintances might split. Dating varies widely. Many people discuss it upfront now. Generational shifts. But it's not just about where you are, it's also about when you grew up. Younger generations worldwide have new tools that sometimes clash with traditional expectations. In China, there are certain apps that make splitting the check feel more effortless. In India, one app makes settling up in groups easier. The technology enables new behaviors. But here's my question. How can an app accurately calculate my cut if I ate 5 loaded nachos of a shared appetizer, but generously didn't scoop much of the highly coveted carnitas? This creates moments like my friend in Seoul, whose parents were surprised when she offered to transfer her share digitally after family dinner. They prefer the traditional way, she explained. I guess it would feel strange for them to get $17.62 from their daughter. I see their point. The business meal minefield. Business dining adds complexity. Who pays in professional settings? The patterns vary, but some principles help. A common pattern: the person who invites or hosts often pays. In Japan, the senior person typically handles the bill. Following the host lead usually works. Read the room. Follow local custom. When in doubt, offer once with a smile and let them steer. Conclusion. The real secret about payment etiquette, it's not really about money. It's about showing you understand and respect the social dynamics. Despite all these differences, some patterns appear widely. Most appreciate someone who remembers when it's their turn. The thought behind the gesture matters more than the amount. We all know someone who's conveniently forgotten their wallet one too many times. And no, I'm not talking about me. I forgot my purse. Every culture has its own way of expressing, I value our time together, through payment rituals. Whether it's competing for the check in Beirut, splitting precisely in Amsterdam, or taking turns in Mexico City. The underlying message is connection. Each system works within its context. Hierarchical customs create clarity, splitting promotes fairness, and hospitality builds bonds. They all solve the same challenge: how to share resources while maintaining relationships. At Remitly, we see these cultural nuances daily. People send money home not just for support, but for celebrations, dinners, and gatherings. Moments where these customs come alive. As for that dinner with my 6 international friends, we ended up playing credit card roulette, a game where all cards go in a hat and the waiter picks one. Random, fair, and nobody's customs were violated. I'll admit my opinion of fairness may be biased since I didn't get tagged with that $240 check. Oh, and my Japanese coworker still somehow managed to buy everyone dessert. Some habits just run deep. Next time, I'm suggesting takeout. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more content that tackles topics that I think are worth discussing. Drop a comment with what you'd like to see next. I'm always up for covering something new.